South Shore Press D.C. correspondent McCabe joined us from Georgia on the road with the president. How are you, sir?
Hey, fantastic, Stefan. Good to be with you.
All right, let's talk about the SAVE Act, which would require people to show an ID to vote. Let's start with New Jersey. You're in Georgia with the president, but let's start with New Jersey. How shocking is it, or not shocking, that thousands of illegal immigrants were registered to vote when they went to get a license, and even many of them actually voted?
Well, you know, the president gave his address on election integrity and foreign interference in our elections. And he wasn't talking about it as a criminal event. He was talking about it as sort of an attack on our democracy, almost like war. He said, and Homeland Security Secretary Mullen backed him up, there were 35,000 illegals registered to vote in New Jersey. And Mullen sent letters to California, Nevada, New Jersey, and one other state that escapes me at this minute. But what the point was, hey, we were told there were no illegals registered to vote, and now we have 35,000. And miracle of miracles, the governor of New Jersey says, well, actually, we had almost 7,000, but only like 400 or 500 of them voted. So whatever. But like, who knows, right? Some of these local elections, like when I was a kid, there was a state rep who won by one vote, right? That happens a lot. You hear all the stories about mayors and state reps and whatever. But the idea that we were told something never happened and everyone laughed about it when the president said it. And now New Jersey, it's almost like they're trying to feed the beast. Like, hey, we'll concede there were 7,000 and maybe 500 or 600 voted. And then maybe that'll be the end of it. I hope it isn't. And so the Save America Act is the bill that refuses to die, even though the Republican leadership is trying to kill it. And it's the president's number one legislative priority. And so what the House of Representatives is doing is they're passing their version of the Pentagon budget, and they're attaching the entire Save America Act that passed the House onto that bill as they send it to the Senate. So the Senate is going to have to physically separate the Pentagon bill from the Save America Act if they want to protect this corrupt system.
But let's talk New Jersey, though, Neil, because right away, the first thing I thought of, okay, why on earth is New Jersey talking about this publicly? But I'm assuming it's because the feds were going to force their hand, and they basically wanted to get ahead of it by saying, oh, by the way, look at what we found.
Right. And so obviously they're afraid of actual criminal prosecutions, investigations. Now, one of the things that happens, though, in these blue states, the Republican Senate leadership gives Democrats a veto over who is a U.S. attorney or a federal prosecutor in these states. And so so Trump was unable to put a MAGA prosecutor in New Jersey to run the U.S. attorney's office. And so the judges there, who of course are all Democrats, right? So they appointed a federal prosecutor. So that's where it's going to get tricky. And that's why a lot of this stuff has to be done out of Maine justice, because the local federal prosecutors are actually controlled by the Democratic Party, even though they're appointed nominally by by Trump.
So last question, Neil.
Yeah.
In some strange way, is it a positive that this New Jersey issue got out in the open? Could that be the impetus or the fire in the belly behind people to say, we finally have to pass the SAVE Act?
Absolutely. And what they did is they flinched. And the reason why the Democrats in New Jersey flinched is because New Jersey is about to flip Republican, and it's going to flip hard for generations. And they see it coming. Like, Trump lost New Jersey by like 7 points. He didn't lose it by 20 or 15. And so it's coming. And southern and central New Jersey is trending for the Republicans. So the Democrats are trying to hold on, and they're trying to hold on to that middle in New Jersey that is about to hand everything over.